You have $5 billion to spend in the dumbest way possible. How do you spend it? In-app purchases. Spending money to get me some of that fake money to change the pixels on my video game character. Woohoo. I take my $5 billion bills and buy 10 billion quarters. Now I have twice as much. This guy maths. Just not well. Create a new brand of car. New car brand that only has 3 wheels, 50 horsepower, and is made of cast iron. Helio Motors can't even find $300 million. I'll launch thousands of tons of glitter into orbit to give Earth a Saturn-like ring. Not thousands of tons, but the USA did send up needle-like metal particles to space during the Cold War to hinder Soviet radio communications. The plan worked to some extent, but it was not satisfactory and the particles started to fall back to the Earth after some time. Being as small as they were, most of it did not burn after re-entry, and they still can be found in Antarctic ice. A cloud of these needle-like particles is still up there though. A pizza party for the CEO of every company on the planet, just to let them know how valued they are as an employee. I bet there's one that's allergic to gluten and dairy. Attendance is mandatory, no food substitutions are permitted, they will not be paid for the lunch break. Only fair to apply the same rules that are applied to their employees. 5 billion lotto tickets, all for the same draw, all with the same numbers. You happen to hit, not the jackpot, but 2 numbers. That's a guaranteed $4 on each ticket. You've bankrupted the Powerball, and now have $20 billion. Empty a bay to look for seashells. Buy Greenland. Actually buying Greenland is not a bad idea. Why we should buy Greenland? It really surprised me. For those coming after, the article explains that we can mine Greenland thanks to climate change. It also said that it's a cool country. I think the major problem with the idea is that it should mean that Greenland should be in for a windfall, not that another country should simply buy the country. It reminds me a bit of, hey, Ethiopia has gold, let's take them. On another note, it says that every red-blooded American wants us to have a space force, but the argument against it is against militarization of space. I'm actually not totally opposed to it, as the Air Force already does quite a lot of managing the comings and goings of space travel, but would be concerned with the accompanied offensive and defensive capabilities we'd add in space. I would also prefer that we prioritize reducing the number of starving and uninsured children in America before further expanding our military budget and purchasing a country, but that's me. They might not like losing their socialized healthcare. Probably donate to a few streamers. Just buy $5 billion worth of bath water. Giant dildos attached to drones that will be flown out to all political events. What's the best way to win $1 million at a casino? Start with $5 billion. Richard Branson was once asked what's the fastest way to become a millionaire. His answer was, start as a billionaire and launch an airline. 5 million Apple monitor stands. Edit. My top comment of all time is no longer an office reference on an askreddit about sex workers. Not sure how I feel about this change. Then set up a business to resell them all again at half price. Rinse and repeat until you have nothing left. I'd buy you a green dress, but not a real green dress. That's cruel. That's not enough. I suggest a monkey, because haven't you always wanted a monkey? Donate it. Not to charity, but to Mr. Beast. 100-acre Casio for shelter cats. OP said dumbest way. Buy $5 billion worth of Coke and Mentos, pour it into a giant pit and watch what happens. Give it the guys planning the Area 51 raid. EA loot boxes. I would buy 1,639,000,000 packs of 1500 ladybugs from Amazon. Then I would spend the remaining $1 million on releasing them over the Vatican City. Use it to lobby for anti-vax, global warming deniers, oil companies, and private prisons. No love for flat earthers? You fucking Nazi. No love for Nazis? You flat earther. No Nazis for flat earthers? You love. Give it to the government. They'll find the dumbest use for me. You know how as a kid you sat in the tub and paddled your hands in opposite directions to create a whirlpool with you in the middle? Pay 1 million people $5,000 each to stand in the Hudson, East and Harlem rivers around Manhattan and begin paddling to see what would happen. Make a nuke and drop it to wipe out almost 40% of the world's population. This should also be the dumbest way to keep population in control. Buy a $5 million painting, put it on auction. Participate in the auction and bid against yourself. People actually do this to drive up the price and also win. If you have a collection of 10 paintings, it drives up the price of all of them. Buy a parking space in New York City. I guess $5 billion would be enough for a down payment. Enough for half a bicycle. Get it pennies and then pay off random people's collection debt by driving a dump truck full of pennies to each collection agency. This actually seems like a brilliant way to spend it if you have the time. You're being charitable and majorly wasting the collection agency's time. Step 1. Get Willy Wonka to build me a house made out of chocolate. Step 2. House melts. Step 3. Get him to build another house in a cold place while I go eat the melted house. Step 4. Be poor, but fat. Slurpees. Everybody's jetting fucking Slurpees. Brain freeze the planet. We getting blue tongues. We jetting red tongues. We's fat juice. Yeah, just get 5 from the movie theater. Drops millions of dildos from planes over Africa. How did you think of this? It's all I think about. That one damn fetish I could never accomplish until now. Okay guys, don't forget to hit that sub button, also ring that shiny bell, like and share too, and check out other videos in our channel.